Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. In this episode of Cooking with Plant-Based Meat, we are going to make a delicious sausage and pepper omelet. And we are going to use for the sausage a plant-based sausage. Now, the plant-based sausages are kind of interesting. I've had some that I liked and some that I really didn't like. So what I'm recommending in the series is that you try out the different plant-based sausages and find the one that works for you. There's just something about them that not all of them taste, they're just a little bit off. But I did find one that I find absolutely delicious. And I am not being endorsed for saying this, but it is the Impossible sausage. So it just tastes good. But I do recommend that you try some other versions because you might find one that's even better than I found. So come on, let's cook. And here are the ingredients for our sausage pepper omelet. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that this series is not about becoming a vegan. I love vegans, more power to you, or a vegetarian necessarily. There are many different levels of vegetarianism. But what I'm trying to do is substitute plant-based meat as much as possible in recipes so that we can lower our carbon load on the planet and maybe be a little bit healthier. I'm telling you, I feel better eating this stuff. So what we're going to do is use a 1/4 cup of this sweet onion. We're going to mince that up. 1/4 cup of sweet red pepper. We're going to mince that up. Again, you can use any kind of onion or pepper you want. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of this sausage that we're going to brown, this plant-based sausage. And then I have 3 eggs. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of butter and probably about, much to your surprise, a 1/4 cup of cheese. Again, this is trying to get plant-based protein into our diet. So I hope you will take a look at the series because I'm doing all kinds of stuff to get this done. So let me show you how to put all this together. And here we go. Now, the first thing we're going to do, and anyone who has checked out my step-by-step chef series knows how to do this, we're going to crack our eggs into this bowl. Then we're going to add a teaspoon of water, which helps it to fluff up. And we're just going to give them a good mixing. Get them all mixed up, reasonably uniform. It's okay if you have little clumps of the egg white, and I'll show you why. We're just going to mix this up and set that aside. Then we're going to chop about a 1/4 cup of the red pepper off of this. You can see some of the egg there, I'm sorry. And we're just going to finely mince this. Here we go. And you can call it a dice if you want. I'm not particular. Some people are particular. So I'm just giving this a nice cut. This is going to be one tasty omelet. And I hope you do check out stepbystepchef.com because I have tons of omelets there. One of my omelet recipes, the original cheese and pepper omelet, has probably about 7 to 10 million views on it. It is my pride and joy. And I actually enjoy eating it too. So I hope you check that out. So here we go. Just putting this into a bowl. And then we'll take our onion. And we're going to mince that up too. So again, about a 1/4 cup. You can add more or less according to your taste. Totally up to you. That's the fun of cooking for yourself, and that's why we should all learn to cook for ourselves, because I guarantee you, once you get it down, you will make meals that will rival anything you can get in a restaurant. I mean, you can make some just delicious stuff because you're appealing to your own taste. So I'm just scoring the top of this onion and put the lines kind of close together. And I usually use like a sweet onion in these omelets, but I think this red onion, or Bermuda as some people call it, will stand up better to the plant-based sausage. So I'm just scoring it in one direction, then perpendicular, going the other direction, making these little squares, nice and tiny, and only cutting as deep as I think I will need to make enough onion for this omelet. Because this onion, this is food I actually eat. This onion will show up in other step-by-step chef programs. Then I just cut down the face. I've never figured out the camera angle for this. So you're going to have to take my word on it. Oh, that's good. And there's a 1/4 cup of red onion minced up. So let's just drop that in there. You're going to love this. Okay, that's really all the prep we have to do. Now I'm going to meet you over at the stove. Okay, so I have this small frying pan preheating over medium heat. This has a little bit of the onion on it. But I just put in our first teaspoon of butter. Let's just give this a little spread. You can see that the pan is preheated. And here's our veggies. We're just going to saute these. We're also going to give the plant-based sausage a quick browning. Let me move these veggies to the side. Now read the directions that come with any plant-based meats that you buy, because they all vary a little bit in handling. They're not meat, so you have to handle them a little bit differently, but not too much. So that's a little scoop of the plant-based sausage. And there's our 1/4 cup of it. And we're just going to brown that up. It browns quite nicely, actually. And again, I tried different kinds of plant-based sausage, and this version is just the one that I like. You might find others that you like. I find that not all of the plant-based meats are as good as the others, so you have to put in just a little bit of time and, quite frankly, a little bit of money sampling the different versions until you find the ones that you like. But once you find the one that you like, people would be hard-pressed to tell the difference when it's worked into a recipe, especially one like this. I have onions, I have peppers, I have the sausage. It's going to go into an omelet with a little bit of cheese on top of it. And, it's going to taste delicious. And look at what that looks like. If I put regular sausage, ground sausage, in this pan right now, you wouldn't tell the difference. Now, the one thing that is just a little bit different that I want to prepare you for is when you brown this, it smells, or the aroma is just a little bit more like beets, a little bit more like vegetables than the sausage aroma that you're used to. But just like with the Impossible Burger, it tastes just like a burger, and this tastes just like sausage when you're done. You gotta trust me on this. It's good for the planet, good for our health, so let's do it. Let's put a little investment. It's one of the things we actually can do that can make a difference in the world. And I'm more than happy to, because it tastes good. If it didn't taste good, I wouldn't do it, quite frankly. I just have to be honest. When they first introduced these plant-based meats, I didn't like them. But they've really come around. And different brands excel at different products. So that's why you have to go into the freezer section, pick them out, make a note, and remember the ones that you really like. And I'm going to have a lot of recipes that are going to show you what I do with them, because I'm really actually enjoying this. So this saute process, it's going to take about 5 minutes. I just want the onions and peppers to appear a little bit translucent. You can add more sausage, you can add less, you can up the veggies. It's totally up to you. So I'm just going to get this all sauteed, and then I will meet you at the full-size frying pan. Oh boy, does this smell good. This mix that's going inside our omelet, yum. So you can see the plant-based meat looks browned and the vegetables look slightly translucent. I'm going to set those aside and we're going to start the egg. And here we go. Now this pan has been preheated over just under quarter heat. Just under quarter heat. And here's our tablespoon of butter. We just spread that across the bottom of this regular size frying pan. Get it nice and uniform. You don't want the omelet to stick to the pan. Then we add our egg mixture to it. There we go. Now, what we're looking for is for those darker windows in the egg to start to turn yellow or white. When they start to change color, then we have formed a nice base for the omelet, and we can add the cheese and the sausage pepper mix. This really keeps the mix from burning to the bottom of the pan, and it just comes out nicer looking too. You don't have a lot of the inside ingredients showing through. You know, that's quite embarrassing. So anyway, so that's what we're looking for, and it happens quite quickly. It should happen within a minute or two. If you start to get like a lot of bubbling, you can turn your stove down just a little, which is what I just did. Believe it or not, this is a brand new stove, so I'm getting used to this as a tool. It's different than the stove I had before, which was extremely unreliable. So I had to really adjust my cooking on that. It was a nightmare. Okay, so I'm starting to see these windows turn white. What we do is we add our sausage and pepper mix to 1/2. I am so looking forward to this. I'm hungry. This is actually my meal. So I just added that to 1/2. And then I'm going to add some cheese to the other half. And the kind of cheese you use is totally up to you. I really love these Mexican Fiesta blends, but sometimes I use the Italian blends too. So we're just going to add some cheese, and the amount is totally up to you. Again, I go with about 1/4 cup. Oops. Then what I do is I cover this, and in about 2 minutes I'm going to take the cover off, and this cheese should be melted and all of the wet egg should be cooked through. So I will see you in 2 minutes. And here we go. Let's take a look. 2 minutes later, you can see the cheese is melted, the egg is all solid. So what we're going to do, and we hope this turns out well for our viewing audience, is take our spatula, pry it under the cheese side, flip it over. Oops. Okay, well, it didn't totally cooperate with that, but this is done. This is ready to be eaten. And if you have a little bit of like that cheesy runoff that's coming out, that's fine. If it's really liquidy, you can pour it off. Sometimes your veggies will give off a little bit of extra liquid. But this omelet's done, and I am ready to eat. So congratulations. Look at what you just did. You just made a delicious omelet with a plant-based sausage. Oh, you're going to love this. Absolutely delicious. You won't know the difference. Now, I have a bunch of these recipes, a bunch of omelet recipes on Step by Step Chef. Traditional recipes with real meat, and I'm going to have a lot with this plant-based meat too. So you can find a wide variety of choices in what you're going to eat, which makes us all healthier. That's a good thing. If you go to my website, Step by Step Chef, you will find a printable recipe for this dish and for over 275 other delicious dishes. So I hope you will check it out. There's a video there for every single one of them. So we get to hang out over 275 times. It's you, me, together, cooking and enjoying what we cook. So I hope you'll check it out. So again, I'm Larry Richardson. I am your step-by-step chef, and I'll see you in the next episode. You gotta try it.